know this track?
Yeah.
Jungle Walk, Rascals. Shoot.
Hey! Oh, crackers.
And we got an office.
Hey dudes, how's it going? Hopefully you're having a wicked day out there. Obviously, that was the legendary Bobby Vega. He has got to be the funkiest bass player on the planet. Now we've got a full course over at scottsbasslessons.com from Bobby Vega. I've grabbed all of the bits in that course about technique for you guys because I think we all need a bit of Bobby technique in our playing. First of all, he's going to show you his pick playing, then he's going to move on to playing with the fingers and this cool over the neck thing he does with his thumb as well, where he's actually fretting notes with his... Also, just to give a shout out, if you've missed it for any reason, I've actually opened my 8-week Practice Accelerator program as well for enrollment. It shuts in a few days time, so I'll leave a link underneath this video so you can check it out before we close enrollment, because we only open enrollment around once a year. But don't go anywhere yet. First of all, time to hand you over to Mr. Bobby Vega.
I wanted to play with a pick because I saw guitar players play with a pick. So I went to Woolworths and bought a ukulele for $1, and it had a pick in it. And I started picking.
And that was it?
Yeah, and I started going.
And it was always up and down. When I think about you, Bobby, I just feel this sort of like, that's it, yeah. The figure of 8 that you were talking about the other day.
This, yeah.
And I think like people freaked out when you did this, didn't they? When you were like,
well,
it's like a figure,
tick,
the groove
tick.
is like a figure of 8.
And
when you play, and you almost, your body's in that, going in that motion almost, you know. So do you want to give people just a demo of,
well, that's what you're saying.
what the whole thing that we're talking about is, and then you can show them as well, like the angling thing.
Well, I mean, yeah. So I mean, well, you were talking. You showed them because I don't know if you spotted or because you were talking. I saw one of your videos. Is if you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, or.
And is that something you're constantly doing? Are you constantly?
It's constantly moving. I'm adjusting all the time.
Now, if you've checked out Bobby when he's playing with a pick, you'll notice that there's always this sort of like funky backbeat thing going on. So I asked him directly for you guys how he's doing that. You've kind of got this backbeat thing happening.
Well, it's because you. Yeah, so you're calling and answering yourself. So how much do you make it shrink or do you widen it out?
Yeah, so it's not just a.
Right.
It's like a.
Yeah, it's like giddy up.
And you just sort of like giving it. Is it literally just? Are you lifting your hand off and hitting that down?
I don't know.
Or is it? Let's do it.
It could be a up or down. It doesn't matter because there's no rule.
Yeah. If you do that, let's take a look at it. So it's just accented more, isn't it? Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, so I'm seeing. That's what
I've got you. I've seen you do this before. Go on. Hit me. What is it? Oh!
That was that.
So what is it? Do that a little slower. Is it like, are you raking all the way down?
It's like you're falling down the stairs, but in control.
Yeah. You're doing some pull-offs, aren't you? And then you kind of rake down.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin.
And then yeah.
And then you dot it. Oh, bang.
Now another thing that Bobby does that's really interesting, and I've not seen many bass players do this, is sometimes he'll actually fret the note with his thumb. He'll do this, but he'll also do this. I wanted to get him to break it down for you so you can experiment with doing the same. When you play grooves, do you sometimes use the thumb as well?
I go like that, right?
And is that for muting?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, I can, like here. What?
Oh, yeah, so you're actually fretting the note. It's not just muting, you're actually holding it down. Yeah. And where's your thumb normally when you're not playing right? Like just around the back of the neck? Yeah. Right on the back of the neck, yeah.
Back there, and then there's a big callus here.
And what's that from?
Yeah, feel it, right?
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
That's just from dragging it, and there's calluses over here, and I mean, you start going, and they're just empty spots.
Look at that!
Oh, yeah, they're empty spots, yeah.
Something else that Bobby started talking about is the angle of what you fret the actual notes on the fretting hand changes the tone and articulation of the note itself. I found it really mind-blowing and have really been experimenting ever since that day I spent with Bobby. Here he is talking about that exact thing, and let me know how you get on with it as well, and let me know in the comments if you do this already or you've noticed it, or hit me up in the comments to let me know.
More articulation, you play with your fingertips. More note, play with the meat of it. You get more meat.
That's interesting, that. So that because you actually do play at an angle, your hands are at an angle, aren't they?
Depends.
Like instead of kind of like this.
Well, no, yeah, but I change that way too if I want to thin it out for articulation. Like if you're playing fretless and you want to hit the right spot, it's on the tip.
Yeah.
Go that way.
You're getting more meat on the actual. Yeah. And do you feel like you've got sort of like more control over the actual note when you're doing that? Yeah. Like play a riff. I just want to sort of like the guys to see so they can reference.
Well,
when you're playing. Yeah, you're actually alternating between.
Right, because it's changing the timbre and the actual weight of the note.
Yeah. That's
but it's not automatically after.
Yeah,
it's not like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It falls into
It's intuitive. You're just sort of like going with the vibe. Yeah. But I think it's really interesting for these guys so they can kind of sort of like experiment that with themselves.
Yeah, no.
Depending on where they are in their development. Yeah.
Yeah, and play it quietly with nothing else going on so you can hear it.
Awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed this lesson with the legendary Bobby Vega. Obviously, huge shout out to Bobby for being such a boss. And if you haven't checked the rest of his stuff out over on scottsbasslessons.com, head over and do it. All of the stuff that you've just watched today is actually from a full course that we put together with Bobby that's like over an hour long. Now, talk about courses. I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we haven't just opened. We're about to close enrollment for my 8-week practice accelerator course where you get to study with me for 8 weeks all about practice, which is, if you think about it, the only thing that really gets your playing to that next level. It's the only thing that's going to really level your playing up. And I break down exactly what you should be focusing on, all of the topics that you should be focusing on, and most importantly, all of the topics that you shouldn't be focusing on, because there's a ton of stuff that you shouldn't even be looking at. Now, as always, guys, just want to say a massive thanks for following the channel. Subscribe if you're not already. It would absolutely make my day. And as always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the shed. Groove on.